Yo, what's up?
I'm that chick that you should
Welcome
be lucky to get with.
Let's
No
Be Clear
hidden
Nightline.
I'm doing it.
This is one of your hosts, Carly. Welcome. And we would like to say hi to Toy.
This girl is crazy. Hey everybody, it's Toy Stories.
We have a special guest with us today. Can you please announce yourself, Miss Lady?
Hi, this is Nova.
Yes.
Yay!
Nova, she is here all the way from the GA. Right?
Right.
Okay, good. I just got to make sure.
Today. That's today's location.
That's today's location. Well,
Yeah.
cool. What's up, everybody? This is Let's Be Clear. Collectively learning, evolving,
And reinventing.
Hey, thank you for that save. Hallelujah. Yeah. So welcome. All right. So, as you know what we do today, we talk about what's going on. So, Nova, let's start with you first since you're our special guest. How you been? How's your day been today?
I've had a good day. It was a normal day. I worked, and it's a good Thursday. Is it Wednesday?
It's Wednesday.
Or is it Thursday?
Ooh, you working hard.
Right, you in the future, girl.
They're all blending together on me.
Oh, that's good. How about you, Toy?
All is well. Good day.
It's good. Today, it's been a good day.
Wonderful Wednesday.
It's been a wonderful Wednesday. I guess for me, I've been kind of, I've been tired of people at work today. I'm tired of people being ill, just coming to work coughing, sneezing, and spreading their germs. I'm tired of it. Yesterday I walked around work half the day with a mask on because I just don't trust them around me anymore. Canceling meetings on people. I don't need it in my life. So, it is what it is, but 'tis the day. But my day's been good. My week's been good. So, Toy,
I'm lucky I don't work with you.
Right, please, you really don't want to.
Because I've been a little sick, but I get to sit at home and spread my germs
Oh
amongst
my
myself.
gosh.
Right, because let me tell you,
Life.
I don't entertain people when they're sick. You can ask Toy all day long. I will dismiss you. I will act like you're gross. I don't want to be bothered. I promise you. But anywho, here we go. So Toy, please start it off with our quote of the day.
Are we going to do the quote of the day?
Is it we start with a quote?
Okay. Once you love, accept, and approve of yourself, then everything in life works.
All right. Yes. So, why are we talking about this today?
So, I was having a great conversation with my girl Nova, and she made this profound statement that had me stuck for a good while, huh, Nova?
Yeah, a real good while.
So, this is what she said. Correct me if I'm wrong, Nova. Your unconscious mind needs to be fed, too. So we may have people or keep people in our lives that feed it. Am I right?
That's it, yep.
Okay, so expound on that a little bit for us, Nova, if you will.
Well, I guess that statement kind of comes from having conversations with people, with friends, acquaintances, co-workers, and we complain about someone in our lives, whether it's a close friend, whether it's a old friend, a co-worker, a boyfriend, a girlfriend. We complain about this person, and you start to wonder, like, why do you have them in your life again? Remind me. And so for me, there has to be something in that relationship that you get, and a reason why that person is still in your life, and maybe you're not even conscious of what that reason is.
Mm-hmm.
And perhaps that person is feeding your subconscious. It's a part of us, and it needs to be fed too. It needs to be validated. It needs to be made to feel good, and perhaps that person is doing that for us, and we just don't know it. So I think we all got kind of stuck. The reason why I think we got stuck on it, though, was because I said the word need.
Yes.
And somehow that word always makes us feel weak.
Really?
So I think that's where we got stuck. Because once we got past the word need, it was like, okay, now I can kind of swallow this and think about it, and maybe you're right, or maybe this is something I can think about. Or maybe this is something I should do a podcast about.
It definitely was the word need. So when Nova said need, I couldn't even move past it. Immediately I was on defense mode because I'm like, I don't need anybody to help me feel better about who I am. I know who I am. I don't need, Tom, Dick, or Harry, or whoever to tell me or to be in my circle, to be a part of this circle, just to validate me. Like, I can validate myself. So it definitely was the word need. And then you're right. After she took that word out, I was able to process a little bit better because I do think that, it is what it is. I do feel like there's people that I subconsciously compare. I don't think that I have them in my circle intentionally to do that, but it happens.
And it's funny to me when y'all get stuck on the word need, because I think we had that conversation before, that the word need doesn't bother me because I genuinely feel like I don't need anybody, but we all need something because the word need is not a negative thing,
Right?
But I don't know about that. Like I get what you're saying, Nova, and but when I think about it, I never think about needing somebody in my life to validate something in me. But when you explain it the way you just explained it.
So what if you take out the word need?
But no, I don't even think it's about the word need.
Okay.
Well, to me, it's not about the word need. It's about the validation of need, or you needing somebody in your life to feed something in you. And when she was explaining it just now, it kind of switched on. So maybe it's not like an ego thing, but maybe it is an ego thing. Like thinking about, I'm always there for people who always need something. So maybe that validates the superhero in me, or
right. So that makes you feel better about yourself because somebody needs you, whether you're the giver or receiver. It is what it is because you're happy, you're in a good place because somebody needs you. And Nova, we had an offline conversation yesterday, and we were talking about that self-gratification when some people like it when people need them.
Oh yeah, we were talking about that. And the thing about it, so that particular situation is more of it feels like sometimes parents can use their children to validate them and to feel needed. And so when the child gets to a certain age and the child doesn't need them like that, they're left lost and confused and feel dejected and depressed because now the child doesn't need them to feed them and put their clothes on, and they have their own friends, they have their own life, and so now they're not being gratified, they're no longer needed. And I don't think that is fair that some parents put that on a child because now the child feels guilty. Oh, well, maybe I should stay home with mom. Maybe I shouldn't do this. I'm going to act sad because I know my mom is going to like that I cried for her. But maybe that's another topic. Maybe I'm going down another avenue. But that's
like, to me, that sounds familiar.
But I think it still does go back to the topic that we're discussing of being validated.
And it does go into it. It does get crazy though because parents do that,
and especially single parents. So especially single moms, they depend on their children so much.
I agree.
Yeah. And but that is you're right. That's all
because then there's that the Munchausen syndrome, the Munchausen proxy syndrome, where the parent makes the kid sick and does all type of crazy child abuse things to the kid in order for them. It's just all about that need. I need to feel needed.
Do I need to feel needed?
My insight from you, I think that you like that. I think it's because how we were raised makes us. You know what I mean? It definitely molds us into who we are. So I think that you were always needed growing up. You were there for your brother. You were the big sister. You were there for your brother and family members. So that it does something for you. I don't think it's anything negative, though. I don't think it's a bad thing. I think that's just one of those things that goes into that hierarchy where that feeds your self-esteem, your ego.
Yeah, I do think we all want to feel needed. To a certain extent, but I think it becomes an issue for some people when that desire to feel needed is to your own detriment.
Right.
You know, I've said this to people, and it comes off as being selfish, but I'll say, well, I'm not really going to give anybody my last, like, unless it's my mom or somebody, because why would I give my last and I don't have anything? Like, I think it's nice to say that, but I don't truly feel that way. Like, oh, I'll give you my last. I'll give you the shirt off my back. Well, what am I? Can I curse? I almost
Yeah, you can curse. You can cuss, girl. Go ahead.
We real grown.
So, you know, if I give you the shirt off my back, what the hell am I going to wear? I'll feel good because I gave you the shirt off my back, but now I'm sitting out here and I'm naked. So I think it's good to feel needed, and it's good to be able to fulfill needs for people, but it can't be to your own detriment. It can't be to your own demise.
Right.
You know, take care of yourself.
That's why they always say on the airplane, put your mask on first, and then you put your mask on others.
Right.
Because you got to take care of you first.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Right. Amen.
Okay.
I think that when Carly and I was having a conversation as well, Nova, you know, she was asking other people, and it became a self-esteem thing. Like, oh no, my self-esteem is when you asked your friends, and I think everybody has a different perspective. I think I don't know what it is about just saying this that makes people so defensive. Like I said, I know what made me defensive about it initially. It was the word need. So I'm not sure if you conveyed need to her, but nevertheless, she felt as if, no, I don't have low self-esteem. It became a self-esteem issue.
Because the way I put it was, because I didn't hear it like that first, but the way I put it to her was, do you feel like you need people in your life to make you feel better? Well, yeah, it's the same thing.
It is.
Do you need people in your life to make you feel better? And when I said that, I took it as a self-esteem thing as well, because it's like, well, if I don't feel good about myself, why do I need somebody else to make me feel better? So that's why, you know, I can see how she went directly to self-esteem, because I need somebody to make me feel better. And I feel like I don't need anybody to make me feel better. I feel like somebody can compliment you. But you know what the truth is? I think that sometimes we're not honest with ourselves. And so it could be that she rather not admit that. I'm not sure. I'm just going out here on the limb here.
Now, who y'all talking about?
So
it's one of my friends. I asked her.
She proposed the same, you know, statement to her to get her feedback on it, and she in return was like, you know, feeling like it was a self-esteem issue, and you know, it was just defense mode. Like, oh, I don't need that person, but if I could, I would like to beg to differ. I only can imagine that when she sees someone else, because who she is, when she sees somebody who she feels isn't as pretty as she is or doesn't look like her, I think that it helps her because she's not there. I think a lot of times we're just not honest with ourselves because it sounds horrible to say, I need her to make me feel better about myself. No one wants to admit that. But I'd be damned if I'm going to sit up here and be lying to the world, to the masses. It does make me feel good at times that if I see somebody that's in a just crazy, say if they're in a crazy relationship, I wish them better. But I'm like, damn, I'm glad I don't got to go through that.
Well, you know, I don't think my main thing is when I see somebody in a certain situation that might be worse than mine, I'm just like, oh Lord, please do not let me ever be in that situation.
Right.
Not thinking that my situation is better, but thinking that because it could get
But you do think your situation is better. You think your situation is better if you can go and damn them. If you can feel like, you know what?
I don't damn people.
Well, if you can say, well, it ain't like that. I'm glad my situation, God don't let me be like that.
Well, I just don't want to get there.
But if you don't want to get there, that means you're not there. So if you don't want to get there, that means you're in a different level, right?
It could be the smallest thing or it could be the smallest thing or the biggest thing. I could leave the house and feel like I'm having a bad hair day. And I'll see somebody who, in my opinion, their hair looks a hot mess.
Right.
You know? And so I'm like, oh, well, shit, my hair don't look that bad.
Right.
Yeah.
You know? So, and that's something, it's nothing major, it's nothing big, but it's the same concept. But I think it's easier to swallow than saying, you know, if you had a car that was 10 years old, but you see somebody with one that's 15 years old, and you're like, oh, my car ain't that raggedy.
Right.
So I think we don't want to admit it. It's hard to admit, but we do. We do that. We
All the
compare
time.
our situation to other people's situation. We're okay with doing it in small things of, bad hair day. But when we think about the larger picture of, oh, they have a better house than mine, we want to say, oh, no, I don't compare my home to other people's homes. I don't do that. But it doesn't. I don't think the fact that we do that or the fact that we compare or think about things like that, I don't always think it means that we have low self-esteem. Maybe now that becomes a goal. Maybe now,
Right.
you know what?
It can motivate us.
Yeah, it can be It feels like a weakness, but it really doesn't have to be.
Right.
It's all how you receive it. You know what I mean? I initially, like I said, I didn't receive it the best, but after a while I'm like, okay, I get it, because you're right. You can either let this make you or break you. You can either take it and be like, you know what, it is what it is. I want to be here though. I don't want to be there.
Right, because we all compare ourselves, and that is true. We all do. Like, for example, Beyonce's having twins, right? I'm like, damn, Beyonce having twins. We're the same age. I gotta get my kid game up because I'm only on kid 0. I'm like, we're the same age. I need to have kids, So to me, I feel like, yeah, okay, you're right. We always compare ourselves.
We do.
And,
but then it's okay to compare yourself. I think sometimes we make so many exceptions. So it's okay if you use the Beyonce thing, then people will laugh.
Mm-hmm.
But if you use just a regular plain Jane, then it's the issue. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like if it was somebody in our office or something like that, then you may not want to admit it. You may not be as quick to admit it. You know what I mean? You may think it to yourself, but when it comes to Beyonce, it's like, oh, okay. Because Beyonce is so far removed from you and I. You know what I mean? Like, she's there.
Right. But I'm trying to think.
I think at the end of the day, regardless, it's about being honest with yourself. And that hurt my feelings that day. But it was good because I'm like, I do. Because your ego has to be fed. It has to be fed. Whether you want to feel needed or you want to feel more beautiful, smarter, whatever it is. If you're in a room and we in a meeting and somebody said something dumb and you you already know where I'm going with this. If you want to compare how someone enunciates a word, not pronunciate a word, it's like, I'm not that dumb.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like I was in a meeting one time and this lady, GS15, said we were conversating. And I was like, oh.
Confused face emoji.
Yeah, and I just was, my assumption was that this person is, extremely smart, very intelligent. And when she said it, I just was so taken back, like, wow. Okay.
Are we thinking about the same lady?
Probably.
Because, yeah, when people are.
But it made me feel more comfortable. I'm not gonna lie. It made me feel more comfortable that when we did that round table, when it came to my turn to speak, I felt like, yeah, I got this. Yeah, okay. But we do it. It's just about admitting that you do it, and I think that we need it, and it comes in all forms, whether in our family. We need to feel validated. You know what I mean? We just have to. Family, our friends, our work.
We need. Okay, so maybe the word "need" is getting to me because I need to be validated by other things. So by other people.
Yeah.
So because I'm like, I don't need to be validated by anybody. And
but you do.
Maybe I am being stuck on the word "need" then, because I'm just like.
Because like Nova said, you had talked about the word "need." And she said that we hate to hear that word. And she's right. We don't like it. We automatically get on the defense because need is just, like she said, what was your word? Vulnerable?
Yeah, it makes you feel vulnerable.
Yeah. Like she said.
It makes you feel weak.
Right.
I mean, how many times have we heard songs that are, people saying, oh, I don't need no man. I don't need this. I don't need that. I can do this on my own. I can do that on my own. But guess what? If I had somebody helping me pay these bills,
girl,
life would be a little bit better. Do I need it per se? No, but it would be nice.
Okay, so do we... so just like you said, do I need it? No. but it will be nice. So is it that we need the validation,
But no,
or is
but
it
she
just like
said,
But-
but negated what she just said.
okay?
You know what I'm saying? That
Yeah,
but word
it
just
is.
negated everything. So
I love that.
But it
I
will
would-
be
I would have to
nice.
negate.
but negated the first thing that she said.
But
So-
she doesn't need it though.
but she does.
But see, this is the thing. I do. I don't want to say that I do, but I do. I need it. Like, I need somebody to help me pay these bills.
Right.
Because if I had somebody to help me pay these bills, there's so much other things that I can do, that I can enjoy, with that person or with myself. But either way, yeah, I do need it. But it is so hard for me to say it that I'll use the word but and negate my statement because in my mind I shouldn't need it. I've been conditioned to believe that I don't need a helpmate, but I do. And how can I say that I'm out here looking for a helpmate and looking for, someone to go through life with, but not be willing to say that I need it?
Right. Because
I'm contradicting myself by not being able to say that I need.
Because just because you admit to the fact that you need them doesn't mean that if they leave you, you will perish. It doesn't mean that. And I think that we take it to the extreme. Like, well, if they left us today, I will be no longer. You know what I mean? So I think for me, I'll give my truth moment, and we'll have our truth table right here, is because, even in my relationship, I was so quick to be like, I don't need you. First of all, I don't need you. However, I'm grateful to have you. But at the same time, I had to get to that point, like, you know what? It is what it is. I do need you. I do need you for multiple things. I need you. So whether it's a weak moment, a vulnerable moment, whatever it is, it's about my truth. And my truth is I do need him. If he left, life goes on. We will move on. It is what it is. I would like him to be there because I do need that. It is something that he feeds for me. It's something that he has nurtured for me.
I get that. I understand that. Okay. Yeah, I understand that.
And just like that, Nova, she got it.
I can understand that, especially relationship wise. I can understand that. Because me, like, because in a relationship it feeds a lot.
Right.
Emotionally,
Right.
physically,
Right. Right.
spiritually, it feeds a lot.
Right.
So, okay.
It's just like if you do, Nova, we talked about your top 5 and who your top 5 people. So I don't know if you heard this phrase or quote. So the top 5 people make up who you are. Who's ever in your top 5. So when I piece that off and figure out who's in my top 5 and what they give me, I'm getting fed in all different areas. Whether I'm getting fed emotionally, spiritually, someone just has the wisdom and this knowledge that I'm getting fed, and I do need them. They are vital for me. So I need them in my circle. So it's okay. So it's the breaking. Just us women in this word need. I don't know if men have that issue, but it's definitely a woman thing. We don't want to. I mean, we're so like feminists and, like, oh, I don't need this, I don't need that. Yes, you do. And it's okay to need. Bottom line. Moral of the story is it's okay to need. It doesn't mean that you're needy. At times we can be, but it doesn't mean that.
So when is self-validation okay? Like when you're good enough to validate yourself. So not saying, so yes, when our ego need to be fed, but isn't it important for you to validate yourself as well to make sure that you're okay? Like how can I put this? Well, basically self-validation. When is that enough? Saying, well, because I'm still going there saying you don't need anybody. Yeah,
because you're stuck on that. And I think that it's important that we validate ourselves because in life, we can't look for a man or a woman or the teacher or whoever, our parents at times, who knows what kind of lifestyle, you had, to validate us. We have to learn how to do those things ourselves. However, there is a component that we do need. You know what I mean? Like you have to work on, that's why it's called self-esteem, self-validation, because you're doing it this is yourself, So you need to learn how to do it. Okay. Whether it means you waking up in the morning saying affirmations or, you telling yourself a quote or that you're just saying all throughout the day, I love and like myself. I love and like myself. Whatever it takes, whatever. But I think that once you get to that point, I mean, you'll feel better about yourself, but don't trip. You still gonna have that ego.
And with the self-validation, I think, because I don't, I've heard of saying affirmations, and it's something that I've tried. I guess basically what I'm saying is self-validation is a part of how you were raised as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like, were you validated as a child that you were enough? For instance, I had a friend who was looking for an Easter dress for her child. And this was such a search. Like, it was months. It was online. It was going in different stores. It was, no, that's not the right one. It was, that one doesn't have enough flowers. It was just such a search until I got annoyed. And so I said, you're going to give her a complex. The dress is not that important. Like, you're going to church. Like, yeah, you want her to have on a pretty dress, but she's enough. Like, she's going to feel like she's not enough because the dress ain't pretty enough.
Right.
Like, when the baby is saying, oh, that one's not good enough. To me, that says, if my dress isn't right, if my clothes aren't perfect, if the color isn't perfect, then I'm not enough. To me, the baby with the smile and the whatever dress on is good enough for me. It's not going to take me 2 months to find no Easter dress. I'm not about to do it.
Right.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So for me, things like that start as a child. How were you validated as a child? Were you taught, directly or indirectly that you were enough?
Right, and that is kind of deep because the mother is out here searching for this perfect dress. But what? For why? Why is she searching for this perfect dress? Why is she trying to get this child to look perfect for Easter?
That is the
Who is
can
it
of worms.
for? Right, who is it for?
Yeah.
And I feel like, especially in this age of social media and everything,
because at this point it becomes what validates. Is it the material item that validates? So then you have people who grow up as adults that we all know that they have to have the latest and the greatest because I have the iPhone 7. I'm up here. You know what I mean? I just bought this car, or I had this house, or look at my kids on Facebook and on Instagram. We're perfect. So it's all a facade.
It is, and I feel like social media is so
The devil.
It is the devil.
I say every time.
And I feel like in these times, everybody they're comparing themselves to these people. I follow so many people I don't know. They're not even famous, but because they look certain ways, or they're showing off their cars or their clothes every day. They might not have a bed. They might have a bed on the floor.
Right.
But to me, I'm comparing myself to this person like, ugh.
I mean, how many times have we heard stories? I know dudes have told me stories of this chick is so fly, she a bad chick and all this kind of stuff. And they get back to her house and it's nasty, it's disgusting. She lives in squalor, air mattress and everything. But she went to the club and, the makeup was on $1,000, the outfit, and she got the red bottoms. It's the facade. It's because all these material items validate who they are. So they're not enough unless they have all these things. And then they feel complete.
Validate who they are. It attracts certain people.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The wrong people.
Yeah, the wrong people, and people wonder why. Well, how did I end up with her? Well,
Right.
you were attracted by all that crap.
Right.
Instead of the real person. So.
Especially if you dating somebody because of how they look. What happens when the looks are gone? Or you dating somebody because they got a lot of money? Well, what happens if they lose it all tomorrow? Do you not like them anymore? Or especially people that get married. You know what I mean? Like, wow. So do you divorce them?
Right.
Like, oh, okay, you broke. Bye.
Right, because you have, this person came to you with all this money.
Yeah.
Prime example, somebody I was dating, remember?
Right.
Told me they had all this money. I didn't leave them afterwards, but they're really in all this debt. You don't have any money. That money belongs to the government.
But you were less attracted, and whether it was a lie or what. But they sold you a dream. They told you this is what it was, and it wasn't.
Interesting.
Very interesting. Yeah. So validation is crazy, and so we must learn how to validate ourselves because it comes in all forms. I think for me, because I was raised as the only child, it worked for me because I was validated a lot. And my grandfather was real big on like my guy cousins telling the girls that we were pretty, we looked nice, and all this kind of stuff. So I grew up thinking that, that I was the pretty girl, regardless. But I was always thin. It took, I was probably like maybe 21, and this dude I was working at the mall was like, oh my God, I love your size. Oh my God. And he was just like in awe. I'm like, what? And he came back and he was like, is there any way I can get your number? He was like, you are the perfect size. People are killing themselves to be your size. And just like that, it was done. My mom had tried to say different things and it didn't really work. But I was like, yeah, people dying to be my size. Be my size. Yeah. And it made me feel so much better about myself. And so that's why I think validation is so important, regardless if you want to admit it or not. But at that point, I was like, all right, I'm good. I'm good. This is my size and I'm okay with it.
Yeah, it takes, yeah. And that's another aspect of it because with Doc, yeah, I felt good about myself before, but she compliments me all the time. Like, I feel absolutely like I'm like truth. I feel like the best ever.
Right.
Like, I feel like I'm plus size, whatever, but I can go next to any chick toe to toe. I'm like, my face be like, you can't even touch this.
Right.
And that's how she makes me feel. Yeah, I felt like that before, but her complimenting me and doing so much.
She just heightened it.
It heightened it. It went stupid.
Right.
So, I get it. I get it because you really can't tell me shit now. and that's facts. Shoot.
No, I think it's a good thing. I think that once we get to that place where we're just comfortable with ourselves and understand that validation is good, it's not a negative thing. And, long as you are not downing somebody about, I'm better than you or, that's fine. Because that's another subject. Because I do low-key feel like we all think that we are better.
Oh, I know. And I don't.
I think that we say it. I think we say stuff like, I don't think I'm better than you. It's just that low-key you do.
Oh, remember how I said it? Oh, no, it's not that I'm better than you. I just live on the opposite side of the street.
Right.
Like,
yeah, I mean,
you make a left, I make a right.
We do. And I feel like we are all, and I'll put us all out there, guilty of it. We say it all the time and we try to clean it up and say, I don't think I'm better than you. It's not that I think I'm better than her or anything. I'm just saying I wouldn't do X, Y, and Z. Like we have the person, like Nova, you can go ahead and chime in. We have the people who are in crazy, dumb, stupid relationships, just absurd, foolishness, fuckery. Like,
oh,
sorry.
Wash your mouth out with soap.
Sorry. But seriously, we all know somebody who's in a crazy relationship, and it's just like,
I wouldn't do that shit.
Yeah.
I wouldn't put up with that.
Yeah.
But but when I think about it, I don't feel like I'm better than them. I feel sorry for them. So it's feeling sorry for somebody feeling better than them.
Well, you feel sorry. You feel like you're in a better
maybe,
situation.
Well, maybe we don't like the word better. Maybe I feel smarter. I'm smarter than that.
That's the
same thing. And that's the thing. We always got to play this word play. Like, yo, just keep it real. It is what it is. I'm gonna be the first person to admit it. Okay, yeah, I low key think I'm better than that. I'm not doing that. Like that's crazy. Why are you putting up with this? Like we all have been stupid as females, and we've all put up with crazy things. But some things are just, oh my gosh, it's beyond stupidity. You know?
Because I'm trying to think. I'm just.
It happens. It happens. I can help you. I can coach you. Just think about the friends that you have that you talk to on a regular basis and their situations that you would be like, oh, that cannot be me. That cannot be me. Why that can't be you? Because you think you're smarter than that. You think you're better than being in that relationship. Like you may have done some crazy things, but hell no. Hell to the no. You're not doing that.
That's true.
And there you have it.
It doesn't mean you don't care about that person or love that person, but you just like, you know what?
Right.
It just couldn't be me.
I'm smarter than that.
I'm not about to stay here.
I'm wiser now. I'm better, so much better.
That was in my 20s. I am now in my 30s.
Right.
Right. Still doing 20-year-old shit. I'm on this 30-year-old stuff.
So hopefully, like, the late and great said, when you know better, you do better.
Right.
Thank you, Dr. Maya. Unfortunately, everybody doesn't do better.
That's true.
And so we continue to be in this.
But they might do better for them, like based on where they were to where they are now. It might be better for them,
Right.
because doing better
Relative.
it's not the same for everybody.
Right.
So if you were homeless last week and now you got a hotel room, you're doing better.
That's a good
You're
one.
right. You're right.
That's a good one.
So you're right. True. No, she's right.
Wow.
Life is funny.
It is. So, where can we lead this into?
I think I should do an affirmation, even though no one doesn't really like affirmations.
Why don't you like affirmations, Nova?
Maybe to me it's just one of those. Maybe I haven't done it enough, but it feels like a gimmick. To me, it feels it doesn't feel real.
Oh, it's
It
not
just feels
genuine.
like a gimmick. Go down and say this to yourself every morning at 10 o'clock, and in 10 days you're going to feel beautiful. Like, that's how it feels to me.
But I switch mine up every day. So every day I have a different one. And so I have to just...
But I can't remember all those messages.
But you create it yourself. So affirmation is just I. Just put I in front of something. You know what I mean?
Okay.
You know, it's. I think that we make things so complicated.
I'm probably overthinking that, which I have a tendency to do.
Because, what is okay, Matoya?
Uh-huh.
I mean, Toy.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Oh, my government out there.
Yeah, here you go. What are the purpose? Like, what's the purpose? Like, what is the purpose of affirmation? What's the purpose of it?
Affirmations is that you're affirming what things you want things to be like. Like, I love myself. I'm smarter than I was yesterday. I'm doing better. You know, you are putting positive energy out there. You're declaring and decreeing what it is that you want.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
And I think the one time that somebody almost got through to me on affirmations, we had this presentation at work, and the guy was saying that the affirmations will help you to change your self-talk. So we all have self-talk, those little negative things that we say to ourselves that we don't, it's not a conscious thing, but we say them to ourselves, and it'll help you to change your self-talk. So if every day I'm saying, I wake up and I say, I'm going to stick to my weight loss plan. Then the day comes and I tell myself I'm not going to, maybe that affirmation will kick in and change my self-talk.
Mm-hmm.
I think self-talk is a really interesting
It is
topic.
good, yeah. But it's a way to change your mind.
Yeah,
because I would say, because you have to believe what you're saying.
Right.
So I can sit here and say, oh, I am beautiful every day, but it's not going to work until I believe it.
Right, and the more you say things, the thought is you will begin to believe it, because we all tell ourselves a story. So once you begin to say it, then you should believe it. You know what I mean? If you continuously tell yourself the same story over and over and over again, it becomes what? The truth, your truth. You know, I'm smart. I am smart. I am smart. I am smart. Hey.
I am muy inteligente.
So the affirmation for today is, I validate myself. Simple. I validate myself.
Okay. Alrighty. So was that it?
That's it.
That's all.
I know.
It's so short today.
We finished and we done.
Oh.
No, but it's been great having you. I feel like you're just like right here.
It's been great being having.
I know.
Having a word. Had. It's been great.
And I actually like listening to y'all two talk, because the way y'all go back and forth, that was really nice for me. Because I always,
I always tell her stories about Nova. I always brag that I'm like, Nova's just so smart.
I know. And when I
love her.
would listen to you talk, and I was like, oh, you know what? And I was slightly intimidated. I was like, wow, she is muy inteligente. Like, go ahead, girl.
Well, thank you. You're validating me right now. Thank you.
Good one. All right. Well, on that note, if anybody wants to get in contact with us
On YouTube,
LBClear podcast.
That's it. On
Twitter,
SoundCloud,
LBClear podcast, Facebook,
email,
LBClear
podcast at
Instagram.
Gmail. Right. That's what it is. LBClear podcast at anything. at Gmail, Instagram, Facebook. You can catch us there. Send us letters. Give us your feedback. We will love it. If you want advice, give that, you can ask that too.
Insight, we take it all.
We do. We appreciate y'all. And we thank you for...
Even if you have some topics, that'd be good. Like, people will send in some topics about what it is that they wanted us to talk about. Right?
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
But Nova, we appreciate you being on the podcast. Thank you so very much. And all right. Well, thank you, everybody. We see you next week.
I'm that chick that you should be lucky to get with. No hit and run with it. I'm doing it up all over the world. I'm getting real love all over the world. Everywhere I go, I hear them screaming my name. And all I really wanted was the fortune and fame. Just to sit back, relax, and ride.